Ready to go?
Yep.
Right, so we've got Dan this time. Now, Dan, this is not your first Ironman, so you're going to be a bit different to the rest of them.
Well, thank you very much. I am a bit unique, a bit different.
Okay, so tell me when you did your first one.
I did my first one in year 2000 over at Taupo in New Zealand.
Yep, and is that the only one you've done before now?
Yes.
Right. And when you made the decision to do this one, so now 8 years later, when you made that decision, was there a really clear-cut time that you thought, yeah, I'm going to do it? Or was there some toing and froing and, you know, maybe I will or maybe I won't? Tell me about the decision-making process to actually be here in Port Macquarie now.
No, I was always pretty keen to race, so it was just a matter of working out whether work and family commitments were going to allow me to train in order to be able to enjoy the experience and get along here and have fun. So I was always going to come up, and then it was just going to be a decision based on whether I had the time, and ultimately I did, and I've done all the work I need to do, and I was able to make a call at a particular point. That was probably about 13 weeks ago.
Yep.
So around about 13 or 14 weeks of strong preparation.
Yep.
And set to go.
Right. And so when you did your one back in 2000, did you do that pretty much on your own, or was there a group of mates that you did it with back then as well?
No, I had one training partner, a mate of mine who lived down the road.
Yep. And
he had done a few Ironmans before and was headed over to New Zealand. So it was ultimately PB and I who went to New Zealand together.
Yep.
and raced over there.
Okay. And so what sort of difference is it then with this little We Try club that's in existence now, kind of born out of, you know, mates just coming together? And I think probably the linchpin in that group is you. I think everybody was sort of met around you. So how is it a different feeling this time with a bigger group up here and this excitement and this buzz that's happening tonight? Does it feel much different to last time?
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience. It's different from a couple of ways. One is I'm much better friends with the guys who I'm racing with up here.
Yep.
So PB, who I raced with originally, he and I just met on training rides, and so
right, yep.
We were pretty good mates, and we still stay in contact, but nowhere near as close to the guys or as I am to the guys here. So you know, triathlon and cycling and athletics is that sort of sport in that you know, one of you meets someone else, and then they invite someone else to come along for a training session, and then someone else comes along on board, and ultimately then you just start to put together a whole group of people together, and that forms a tight-knit group, and through the experience and through the opportunities that you have, that brings you together as a strong group, and it makes the experience far more enjoyable.
Yep. So in your preparation and your lead-up time and your training and all that kind of stuff, just give me a few words in the last 13 weeks that have gone through your head as you know that, you know, the 6th of April approaches. Just give me a few words that, you know, would describe the journey that you've been on in your own little head in the last, you know, 13 weeks.
Yeah. The one thing I learned from Taupo was the preparation's the key, and knowing your body and knowing what's your optimum speed.
So when you say the one thing that you learned from that, are you saying that perhaps your preparation wasn't 100% last time?
No, it wasn't. First go, and it destroyed me. So it knocked me. You know, I didn't know what to expect. I thought I'd done a lot of work. I'd done a lot of long rides, a lot of, you know, very strong runner at that time, shy as an 1,000 swimmer, and I haven't improved that much. But yeah, I went into that thinking that I'd knocked that over, and about halfway I knew that I was in a fair bit of trouble, and it took me a while to come back. And I think that comes down to pacing. You know, I like to go out hard and smash myself and then try and hang on to the end, and you can't do that in Ironman.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to know how to still be there at the end of the day. And so throughout the training, it's just been about what's the speed. You know, I don't train heart rate, but I certainly train with exertion and know what the optimal speed is, and you know, something I can maintain for the whole day.
Yep. But
it's also going to keep me competitive and give me a good outcome. And so, you know, in terms of the 13 weeks, it's been about that. But ultimately, it's about, you know, the philosophy for me is basically, you've got to train and you've got to try until you cry. Like you've got to want it pretty badly, and you've got to be able to, you know, when you're finishing 8-hour training session, you've got to be able to get the goosebumps that you're going to get tomorrow when you finish out of the training, so you know what you're training for. And basically, you know, there's times both in this time and in when I did New Zealand where I can pretty much bring myself to tears with just the thought and the visualisation of what it's going to be like to finish.
Yeah. So just on that visualisation then. And it's been really interesting to talk to the rest of the crew because some have repeatedly visualised what's going to happen when they come across the line. and a couple have said have not visualised it at all. I've just visualised what the journey is going to be like. So you're saying that you've had you're doing the visual stuff of coming across the line. What do you see, first of all, around you when you're coming across the line, and what do you see yourself doing? What expressions on your face and stuff like that? What do you look like tomorrow when you come across the line?
Yeah, in my mind, I come across smiling, I come across happy. I'm able to run out the last couple of kilometres, and it's a buzz. Like, you run down through those grandstands, and you've got literally thousands of people cheering you on. I think you get that throughout the whole day with all the people. But coming home, it'll probably be just coming on dark around 6:30. 6:30, it'll start to get dark. So there'll be bright lights. There'll be a lot of noise, a lot of music, and the announcer there. And one of the things I took out of New Zealand is I don't remember the finish. I have absolutely
Is that right?
no recollection of the
Really?
finish or what happened after the race. And so I kind of missed that in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's almost like going back again and experiencing that all over again. So I want to be able to experience that and remember it. And so I'll probably take it in a little bit more and understand it as well.
Yep, cool. Well, good luck for tomorrow.
No worries. Thanks very much.
Cool. No worries. Thanks for that.
That's good.
That's awesome. And then I'll just try and